Welcome back. Ralph and Bonu here with a market overview, right? So we're going to get right into it. I have a few setups I want to share with you guys and make sure you guys are aware of what's going on. Right away, we see here on the DXY, we've respected, an area of supply within the DXY. We've rejected from that zone. Um, Off of the daily, I'm on a weekly right now. On the daily chart, I'm seeing just off the weekly real quick. We've rejected in a weekly imbalance area, right? And if I go over into the daily, I want to show you guys there's an imbalance here that I wanted it to fill, which it did fill. We still have a daily institutional IC candle down here, but let's focus on the range of what's going on here. So given in this range, we've rejected from the zone, which means we could see potential bullish DXY, so bullish dollar, right? And as this will get higher, we will tend to see, right? If I go back to it right now, so I want to make sure you guys see this. A bullish USD expectation, right, generally means USD XXX, right, will go higher, right? And in that case, XXX USD will go lower. So that's EU, GU, NU will tend to go lower, right? But here, going back to the daily 4-hour. Now, as we see this, right, we seen a rejection off of the daily 4-hour institutional candle here. We'll go back to the 4, right? Let me just make sure I got this right. All right, so it wasn't a daily, it was actually it wasn't a 4-hour, it was actually a daily zone. Excuse me, my apologies. So DIC. So we got a daily institutional candle that we've reacted from the prior week, right? And as we reacted on that zone in the prior week, one thing I want to make sure of, right, is that given that we've reacted off of that zone in the prior week, we can now go ahead and see this potentially retrace. But this retracing down, getting weaker, will just give possibility to the euros to get a rise, and also XAU to get a rise. So on gold, real quick, I'm gonna go right into it. What am I seeing on gold? All right, so gold right here, I'm gonna go from the week on daily. Daily, we have an imbalance up here, right? Right between from this wick to this wick, there's a nice imbalance right there. And we could test into it. That's an 1850 TP mark. But this swing here, like anyone that could catch a retracement and a buy up should catch it, because yes, we could go here, but I really believe once we get here, we'll probably break, clear these highs, and continue to meet that. It's all going to happen one time. I don't know. We just have to be patient and see how the market reacts and what happens in the marketplace. That's the best thing I can suggest to everybody, right? So moving forward, moving forward to the daily 4-hour. On the 4-hour, you see I had some plays. I had this play here and balance came in. Go move into the 2-hour. I was looking for a 2-hour sell here, right? I was looking for potential reaction off of this last up candle for the down move last week. But finally, we broke through, cleared out this highs, right? X marks their spot. It cleared out the liquidity that was there. And then it started to rise. And we're kind of pretty much seeing it could be a reaccumulation, but for now, let's call it a distribution because it's at a high of the market, right? So as we look at here, we swung high. I was able to catch several entries here at this point on a 30-minute. I'll show you guys that in a second. But overall, this has the potential of holding this area, right? See this wick here, top wick, where it broke above. It has a potential of coming back to test that area. And as you guys can see, we've not tested that area as of yet. So that would be a 1826 area, right? You come back and test and then go about his business, right? Already here, it's starting to potentially go about his business from here, but I could see a place where it could retrace some more, right? So now going on to the 1-hour. On the 1-hour, we have that daily, we have that 2-hour IC that I had identified. That whole zone here could serve as a great area for a retracement, right? Big swing high, then come back, retrace, and give us a continuation for us to be able to meet this imbalance that's above here that we identified earlier, right? So if I switch this over to the 30 minutes, I want you guys to be able to see what happened over here as well. 30 minutes, we had an imbalance, price came back in, reacted off the imbalance, did not hit any stops, ran to the highs, came right back in, broke everybody even, right? And now it looks like price wants to go back and react again in the imbalance section, or potentially this prior last up candle for the down move, right? And sell off, right? This looks like clean equal lows, so at most maybe right here, and then drop off, right? We may play over it like from in here from let's say like Monday into Tuesday, and then Tuesday morning or potentially evening, we can see this retrace back lower into either this area or this area. Let's see what the market doesn't react off of it. Some of you guys are wondering, what is this exactly? What is that mark? If I go on a 4 hour, I can show you guys. Is it clear on the 4? Is it clear on the 2 hour? It's clear on the 4 hour. So this is a hidden supply, right? Hidden demand, excuse me. So given that this comes in, it could instantly reject once it hits that and go about its direction. So planning a trade on gold, right? Different areas you can play. You can wait for this to come over here. Your stop loss below these lows, right? If you're playing this, you want to have your stop below this low, right? Or if you're entering from this level, would like to have your stop loss at this low or even below that wick, right? That's if in the event you're playing it from that area, right? If you're actually waiting for this last 2 hour down candle, this is how I would play the move, right? Literally. Anywhere from this beginning of the wick, right? Stops below the low of the wick and drag this all the way to that top. So that gives you a beautiful risk reward, a nice 13-1, right? Risking 1 to obtain 13, or if you're entering from the wick, what you could do is now risk your stop loss at the 50% of that candle, 50% of that candle, right? And then that way you can still make sure you're getting a nice risk reward out of this. Is 335 pips. This has the potential of really running past the imbalance, right? But I'm giving you the imbalance as my primary target because that's still 11-1. I'd be satisfied with this. Take partial profits as it rises and run the play, right? So that's gold, right? Now from gold to this, right? So now this right here. Let me go ahead and reset chart. So your USD will be moving sideways for some time, rose up, broke a structure, reacted off the imbalance, dropped back off right here, right? So what we can now see here, easy, simple enough. We've seen this react. I'd love to see higher prices and price come to this area, right? Moving 2 hour, 1 hour. I've identified 4 hour last down candles, right? So this is a 4 hour IEC last down, 50% of that candle. And I also gone ahead and marked up the 2 hour, right? Actually, it's the 1 hour that I marked up. I marked up the 1 hour last down candle as potential reactions to bring us potentially higher, clear these highs. But these are all, so far the structure is maintaining. Yes, it could decide to trade lower because technically here we did not go ahead and make a new high, but we broke this low, cleared this low. We did an initial trust. I'd love to see this test here or this area, right? And then have it trade up while maintaining an excellent risk to reward. 3-1, 5-1 at most. And trade it all the way to, these zones right here, right? To the top. To the top here, it's 3-1. To the top there, liquidity areas, it makes a lot of sense. Yes, price can go lower. If price does go lower to the end of this imbalance, you could decide to play price from this imbalance. But if price is going to run below this, it's probably going to run this as well, right? And run into what we call here, this is like a 1 hour last down candle, or also a 2 hour last down candle. It has not been tested. The wick has been tested, but nothing else has been tested. Right? So that's what I'm expecting, guys. I truly thank you guys for you guys' time, your patience. Thank you guys for you guys' time, your patience with this as well. And be sure to look out for USD CAD. I believe it's going to be really interesting this week. USD CAD potential. I'm looking for this to test this broken market and then go up directly into test, come back to test here, and then go right up. Or potentially as well, now I'm going switching over to, GBPs. I want to see what GBP CAD is doing really quickly. It was mainly the USD pairs I'd seen doing something lovely. You're now going to the GBP CAD. I want to see if there's anything lovely going on here. And in GBP CAD, I want to just switch it up detailed, right? In detailing, now we can now see, oh, GBP CAD following structure, lower high. We came to create lower lows here. Then we've been doing lower high structure, lower low, lower high, lower low. And right here again, it seems like prices has once again created a lower high for us to now sell. I'm looking for price to hold the 88.6. It could switch over to 88.6 and then drop off, right? And it'll just keep playing the zone up until it breaks out of the zone, right? But if you go down to the lower time frame, I want this to be clear for everybody. Low down to lower time frame. I want you guys to see what I was doing here. And hold on, 1 hour. 1 hour here. Right, going down to 1 hour here, 2 hour, 30 minutes, right? We see last down candle, the wick here, price tested, right? A lot of things are going on. Last down candle here that cleared out the liquidity, right? Anything that closed above this area came back and tested the opening price, tested the wick. Even here again, broke above, tested the opening. And if I switch this to line charts, you guys can see these are the peaks. These are the peaks, right? Test and runs. So this is what I'm seeing for you as your GBP CAD. I'm looking to play the zones from that zone to this zone, from this zone to that zone, up until we break out of the area, right? We haven't tested the 50% of this candle as of yet, right? So I would love to see 50% of this candle get tested, right? Because we haven't tested it. So that'll be this playing off of the 88.6 or the 78.6 and drop off, right? To have it clear for you guys, let me just set it up. I'm gonna set it up to show you guys what I'm seeing overall. It will be this play. So this high, about 12 pip stop. I can even raise it to 15. By 12 pip stops will be fine. And drop it all the way to the low. That's a 7-1. That's about a 7-1 risk reward right there. Risking went up team 7 times more. So that's what I'm seeing with GBP CAD. I appreciate everybody's time. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're actually watching this. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you guys on my next weekly. Bye-bye.